myself with you. Could never really tell with you. Always make me smile, it's true. Thank God made you, can't trade you. Just let me be myself with you. Could never really tell with you. Always make me smile, it's true.
Fresh sound. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And time right now, it is 8:11, and we are back with Lyf Compton for our commentary for today. Lyf?
No. Let me continue. I'm not telling anybody to go and pick up an African snail and eat it. I'm not even telling you to go and touch it when you see it. The best thing for you probably do is kill it. But what I'm saying is that I agree that we could have a comprehensive program where we could harvest these things and export them or even prepare them locally, right? Because there's a major health risk attached to picking up these things and not knowing what you're doing, right? So these snails, according to, it says these snails can carry parasites.
Lyf, we have Kojo on the line.
Okay, let me just make the statement first. It said these snails can cause parasites. These snails carry parasites that cause rat lungworm disease and can affect humans, right? That's if they are in the wild and they're eating rat feces and other things, right? They can also be grown in controlled environments that makes them a little bit safer. I ain't telling nobody to go and take up no snail and eat it. What I'm saying is an opportunity where we can break into a kind of exclusive market, right? And nobody never say go pick them up and eat them. Nobody. I'm not saying, I don't know who said that, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is an opportunity for people who may be interested in securing a market for them. With all the sanitary standards in place and the export license in place or whatever, if it's such a big problem for us that we need $7 million to eradicate, maybe we can look into that, right? This has nothing to do with no politics or anything like that. This has to do with common sense, new business ventures, encouraging young people to be entrepreneurs. You know what? And it says, right, researching it, it says, never eat them raw or undercooked. You know what else you're not supposed to eat raw or undercooked? Pork. You know what else? The Jamaican ackee that grows in some parts of St. Vincent and the Grenadines can poison you if you eat it raw and undercooked. So if you decide you want to go and eat ackee raw and undercooked and get poisoned, or pork raw and undercooked, or African snail raw and undercooked and get poisoned, that's up to you. That has nothing to do with me.
Most meats. All right, Kojo.
Lyf, please don't make no excuse for the statement the man made. You cannot go out and make a statement like that without giving people facts and figures.
But I did say that.
You are stating no. No, what you stated now that you cannot do with this thing, that should have been put out before you even, you know what people probably could have think that, oh, snail is good to eat and start going in trouble without the information.
But Kojo, you really think that all people would just go and pick up and eat snails just because, the minister said that they're considering possibly marketing it?
Some people think that because you're in power or you have certain status and you say something, they believe you much easier.
Kojo, you really do think snails of all things, Kojo?
Well, to be honest, right? Let me tell you something. There might be one or two people who might take it up and eat it for real. There might be one or two people. Yeah. There might be one or two people. Not many people, but there might be one or two people. So that is why I decided to put the disclaimer in saying that I'm not telling anybody to do it. And it is a way to do it. There's a proper way to do it, right? Because it's done in other parts of the world, right?
Like the point I was making is that you just can't make a statement like that without giving people the facts and things, because you're telling people that, oh, you eat it in Africa and we have them here and we could do this with them. But without telling people the dangers or what can happen.
Coach, I'll be honest, I'll be very worried if somebody just takes it upon themselves to eat snails because a minister said that it's possibly going to be used for exploitation.
Now, people, if I wanted to, people could do it. If I wanted to, people could do it.
So then I think I am concerned about.
They're not going to pick it up and just bite into it, and they're going to pick it up.
They're going to try cook it. They're going to try cook it. Yeah.
The poison and process.
Yeah. One or two people will try. But it's not
everything that a politician says.
It's not as if you cook it properly. It says to cook it for between 20 and 30 minutes, right? That's what it says. But what you have to be careful of also is how you handle it also, because it can pass toxins to your skin. So it's not a simple thing that you handle it with gloves probably, you kill it, you wash it, lime and vinegar as it's saying here, I'm looking it up, lime and vinegar, whatever, and you can cook it between 20 to 30 minutes.
Don't know how to do it either because, let it.
No, it's something that can be done. It's something can be done. And as I said, maybe he should have started off with explaining the dangers first and then explaining the preparations after. As I said, I didn't hear the statement. I just read. And sometimes reading things where people say, with journalists, right? Sometimes he is reading the right thing, as I was saying to in the start, right? I don't know exactly how we started off explaining it because I did not hear for myself. I only going from what I read. But from my research, I'm seeing that it can be done safely. And that's all I'm saying. If it's something that people could move into and make some money, I don't have a problem with that.
All right, let's allow Coach to finish his point. Coach?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Outside of the agriculture, people come out and make a statement yesterday on a live showing you how the snail and you're waking and not a soul knew about not touching those snails and all kind of stuff. So I mean, when you make statements, it's just like you put out a soundbite as a news person. A lot of people read the headline. I shouldn't say the soundbite. When you put out an article, sometimes people read the article headline and they go on play. They think they know everything. They think they know the whole story behind what you're writing. And when you start reading the whole story, you realize that, it has more than just that headline. So when you're giving people information, especially important information like that, you can't just come from just to people a little piece of information. That's what I'm saying. You cannot. And to me, he should have had agriculture ministers in there with him who knows about what's going on with the snail while he's making that statement.
All right, and finish, Enemy. Just make a point on something you said.
So people have a more wider understanding of what to do with the snail and what not to do.
All right.
Just to come out and tell people it's edible. You crazy? I need some proteins for my pot. And the man tell me snail good. I go on and catch some snail easy.
All right. So just to on a point of something that you said, there have been the points or the conversation around the African snail was out there even before yesterday. So API actually had something out on the 16th of January 2005, and since 2023, then acting Prime Minister Montgomery Daniel had given an update. So persons, if they were in tune, should have been informed about this even before yesterday.
Renisha, let's not fool ourselves. A lot of times you think everybody here, everything that's what some person say.
No, but I take your point. There are some people who might try to cook it and do it wrong. Right? But the fact is, right, you have to remember there are a lot of things in the world that we eat that are like that. As I said, ackee and saltfish, which is Jamaican national dish. Ackee is a toxic fruit if not cooked properly, same as many other things. And it's Jamaica's national dish.
And that's the point I was trying to make with Alicia yesterday. I was telling her there's certain things that you can't just go and cook, because I know ackee is St. Vincent, but it's not something that we normally cook. So unless you're Jamaican fixing it, me ain't talking no Aki from St. Vincent. Me, if you know nothing about Aki. You understand?
Well, maybe.
That's what Kojo.
Well, maybe.
People could also be trained to know how to prepare it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, unless I know that you have an idea what to do. But I ain't going by nobody kitchen house and they say, oh, I put some Aki. You get all the can. If you get all the can, then I eat it.
All right.
You can't tell me that you get fresh can.
To be honest, from the first time I heard Aki was poisonous, which I was as a young boy, there was a tree in a friend of mine yard, and I was saying, "What's that?" And they said it's Aki, and they said it's dangerous. From that, I never really wanted to eat that. I want to eat that even if it's prepared by a Jamaican. To be honest,
just in case. All right,
just in case.
Somebody else is calling. Thanks. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we have another caller live. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Diana, and also US panelists.
Morning, Stephen.
I'm a gardener, and I will never, whether minister, health or I will never encourage nobody to eat this. Do you ever see this thing? You ever see it?
I've never been but I've eaten it.
To be honest, I never seen it. To be honest, I was going to say that too. I never seen it around. So I don't understand how this thing is so invasive, and I never seen it. To be honest.
Something you can't wash it lime, soap and nothing. You just salt and it just start to melt. It's kind of maggots that coming out of it. I water. Maybe it's a different snail they're talking about. Maybe that's something that must go in a farm. It's supposed to eat something that go in a farm and think that is this snail here. Because they call it African snail. We will see this thing. Down to animal and all of scan it. Imagine animal, dog and all kind of things that scan it.
Maybe that's good.
But even to salt on top it. You want to get rid of it so bad. I want to salt. They tell to put it in salt water. So we're going to cook something to cook and eat when you put salt and it's melting.
I would take a point that you just said there, Stephen. So while it is Minister Bruce did say that he had it in Africa, we actually don't know how.
If it's wild farm,
right? So I could
it's wild farm,
right? I could take that point that Stephen just mentioned
because the resource says that it's better if it's farmed, right? It's saying it's totally out of the books if it's not farmed, but it's saying it's better if it's farmed because then you control what it eats, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something that you go to cabinet, you discuss this thing, and you find people that know about it and all kind of thing, but. This question about farming and eating and all that, this thing is a disgrace. It's a maggot. It's a pestilence. It's something like a crapple. It's something that people don't want to see. Children don't want to see it. Nobody want to see this thing. So
well, that's good.
The minister could just come out the blue moon and tell people to do. Maybe man, he should be thinking about it. He should be thinking more than that, man. I wonder if you ever see this thing in real life. You say eat it and grill. Eat it and this thing is just a maggot of water and
all right, Stephen. We got a picture. We got a picture. All right, have a good one, Stephen. All right, Stephen.
Listen.
All right.
Listen. I don't want to laugh, right? But people, please don't eat it.
Anyways, let me done.
Please. I should have never brought up that topic this morning, right? People, please leave it at home.
Yeah. All right. Hello, Mr. Han. Good morning. No?
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I will go with the guy before this call, Kojo. Which, right, what he was saying, I think they could have the minister of health also, or some health professionals, explaining how life now do this what the minister was doing in the first case.
Okay.
Come and explain to people first, and then you could then reiterate and say, well, you went on a visit and you had it in Nigeria, but there's ways of handling it, and then you can have a health personnel there explaining to you how to deal with the handlings and whatever. But by just coming and say, oh, you went on a trip and you had it in Nigeria, would you guys say shoot? Because if I hear it and I hear well, but it's in the shot. Well, I mean, it's about 3 or 4 years, I haven't seen one of these things. You get people who are going to watch it. I mean, I've lived in everybody, but you want to see people who watch it. And then we're talking about the market. As me say, it's about 3 or 4 years, I haven't seen one of those things. How much of those things you think you maybe have to go in the deep mountains or whatever and see them, but how much of those you think we can get within a month or so we can do big shipment to maybe Nigeria?
That's an extremely good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen one, and I don't know how prevalent they are. But if they're saying they're going to have $7 million allocated to fight it, I'm thinking that it's a serious problem. Like the lionfish, because it's an invasive species, and the lionfish is fishermen tell me, I was speaking to some divers the other day, and they say like they still see the lionfish a lot around, and they just try to catch them when they see them and whatever. It's just there. But a lot of people still don't really go at the lionfish, but it tastes really good. Lionfish tastes really well. You know what I mean?
So as we saying, how much of those we normally see so that we can have a market for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, fair point.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
But, so like you had lionfish?
Yeah, there was a fish fest. There was a fish fest a while back.
What you're afraid to eat, the aki?
The lionfish different. It's a fish.
No, but it's poisonous all the same. It's preparation is what is important.
Well, yeah, I didn't trust the preparation of the lionfish. It tastes really good. It tastes really good though. But the snail thing, right? As I think as the caller said, the approach should have been to talk about the dangers of it first and then come with the suggestion after. You know what I mean? But it's not 100% wild and out there. And you know, right, there's a way to handle it. You know what I mean?
All right, we have another caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, this is Mr. Hart. Good morning.
The guy, Stephen Roleza, he is perfectly correct about them African snails. In Barbados, the government pay you to catch them, and then they pay you for them by the pound, and then destroy them. Stephen Roleza is right when he say that when you put salt on them, they melt like ice. And then they smell really bad. So in Barbados, the government even gives you bait for them, a blue-looking kind of bait. And they like that. And when they eat that, they're dead.
Yeah, but they say that bait also could kill like dogs and cats, right? And birds and whatever.
That bait?
Yeah, I was looking at it, yeah. Some of the bait kill animals also.
Right. But listen to this. Yeah. They say never touch them or go around them unless you have on gloves. And depending on the area, you should also have on a mask. No sensible minister can come and tell the people about them. I was in a place in Mexico one time near Costa Cuacas, and all of the fellas from the ship, we decided we going to dinner that night. It was a Sunday night. We went to dinner at this posh restaurant. And when we finished eating, the lady came and she asked us if you know what kind of meat we had. We said, well, we ordered beef. You know, y'all had armadillo.
Tree beef. They call that tree beef.
If I know that it was armadillo, I would not have eaten it.
But you ate it and you swallowed and it tastes good, right?
I ate it and it was quite tasty. But let me tell you about lionfish. Lionfish is something that originated from Asia. And I often wonder how they get from Asia to the Caribbean. They would have had to go to South America or go to the Panama Canal. And they can't go to the Panama Canal. But I can tell you, in Barbados, lionfish has now become a delicacy. and it is being. I hear some already news, quite nice to be honest. And it is now being served at restaurants and water hotels and thing. And Barbados got lots and lots of live fish. The only danger about live fish is that when you're cleaning them, they got some bones that have to stick to you that can be poisonous. But once you circumvent the bones, you're all right. You're good to go. So listen, next time you are Ravi come here, I can take you somewhere where you get some nice tasty live fish.
Yeah, we go walk with Lyf too. We would walk.
Yeah, I eat it already.
Let me say this to you in closing. It was very irresponsible of the minister to come and say what he said, to give the impression that he could just hold these things and cook them and you go all clear. No, it don't work so. These things are nasty, they smell bad. Sometimes you see them in Barbados, in certain places, you see them by the thousands. And they tell you to spray them or throw on the bait for them. And then when they start to die out, it smells so bad you won't believe it. Anyway, guys, have a great day.
All right. Reggie?
Okay, have a good one.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so you see, it's always good to discuss things, eh? So on a vote of 5-2, it's not a 14-1, it's a 5-2. Don't eat this thing, leave it alone. lose that one this morning, leave this thing alone. You understand? But that's a good point Mr. Hahn made when he said that people are paid by the government, by the pound, to take them up. But then again, you have to come and explain about how to handle them also.
Correct.
Because the danger can come from touching them, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, there we have another good point made. Maybe the government could think about doing that. Explain how to handle them. People go and
But
they can sell the pound for. But
I from all of this conversation though, I suppose part of it goes back to something that you talked about earlier this week, where should the education come before statements?
Yeah, definitely. You see, everything always ties in, right? Because as I was saying first, right? The dangers of dealing with this thing should have been the upfront. But to be honest, you hear someone said since January 2025, API, this is a year ago now, API had something about it. I never heard about these things. I never heard about these things until recently,
Oh, I remember the API one from last year. I remembered it.
Yeah, I never heard about these things recently. The second time I was hearing about it is when the statement about they can be eaten. That's the second time I was hearing about it, right? Okay. But as I say, we lost that one about 5-2 this morning. I have to back down and say, boy, I'll leave that thing alone, boy. I don't touch that.
I'm mentioning that I will try a piece, all right? Once done correctly, I will try a piece.
Well, I hate Chinese ackee. I'm not interested in Chinese ackee, so I'm not interested in trying that. You know what I mean? If it say it tastes like conch, I can go and eat the conch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we lose that one this morning.
Conch isn't, I don't think it's poisonous, but I mean, it's still considered a quote unquote vermin, I believe. So how is conch? It? Yeah, I think it's not. Yeah, I think it's. Well, you properly, right? Because. Well. All right, go ahead.
You remember they consider like lobster and crab and things,
right?
Like not really supposed to be eaten according to the Bible, what the Bible says, what the something, right? But these things are delicacy because they kind of hard to get. Not anybody could go and catch a lobster, a conch, or maybe even a crab. But crab is probably the least because crab is run up and down on the land. So, but the conch and the lobster is more like harder to get. I think the harder the food is to get, the more it is considered a delicacy and expensive, right? Yeah, but some people would consider, maybe you have people in some parts of the world that eat lobster every day, catch it very easily every day and don't really care nothing about it. But in these parts where it's kind of like You have to have a skill to get it. It's a delicacy. You know what I mean? But coming back to the snail, I'll leave the snail. I want nobody to say life safe for take up snail. Leave snail alone. Leave it alone. Just hard on it
as Mr. Horn?
No, the Rastapana before.
Step in,
yeah. Just alternative is sit and run. But yeah, that's where we stand. That's where we stand. We lost our 5 today. I've done about 5 this morning. Leave it alone.
All righty, Lyf. So
yeah. So let me just go back to the initial point. Media people, journalists, they need to be a little more, sensible in something they do. Stop looking for the sensationalism. Man, sometimes you put a good story with the facts and think people just read it the same and share it the same and like it the same as every time these stupid headlines.
I think my problem is that persons only read headlines, because there was something recently, a very serious topic, and I think because persons only read the headlines, I'm seeing laughing reactions to the post, and I'm there like there was absolutely nothing to laugh about in this thing.
Yeah.
And it just, I was like,
the headline,
wow.
The headline back in the day when people were a bit more into reading, the headline would draw you in to read this story. That was the purpose of the headline. So the headline would draw you in to go and read the story and see the facts. These days, the headline just drawing you in, and that's all it doing. You read the headline and you run with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? People kind of lazy too. If it takes too long to, if it takes too much time to read it, don't want to read it. So
I am finding with myself these days, I'm finding that, they say people rather watch videos, but I'm finding these days that some of these videos these educational videos are too long to me. In some instances, I rather read. So I'm kind of reporting to back. I rather read than go and watch these videos because what happened is that some of these content creators they create a preamble that try to stretch the video as long as possible, because the longer it is and the more the longer you read it, the longer you stay and read it, it generates more funds. You know what I mean? So what they do, they put a long preamble that don't really, let's just like make you bored. So like sometimes I rather see some of these videos and just skip past them, right? So promotion and social media and news and the way you get information out has become so complicated these days. It's a science, it's an art, it's a skill. That's why you see people being paid big bucks to like do this kind of work, right? Because it's really a skill. It's a serious skill. It has evolved.
Yeah, I think what they also say is that we have TikTok type brains. If it's more than 30 seconds, we are just not interested.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But then, as I said,
even to
some of the content creators just try to like get the length for people to read them and whatever, or listen to them or whatever, and then they come with the crazy headlines that people only read the headlines and run with it. So so that's my contribution this morning. So people, last hour this morning, I'll leave that snail alone. Show salt upon it when I'll sit and run.
All right, talk to you next week and have a good one. All right.
All right. Yeah, take care.
You too. All righty. And that was our commentary with Lyf this morning. We are going to take a quick break, and remember that at 8:45 we bring to you our quotes desk for today.